I had to deal with a somewhat difficult time in my life when I struggled daily in a position where I was left unsatisfied with this environment. I had to handle different people telling me what should do and not to do, in addition to handling with demanding co-workers and a turbulent relationship. To be honest, I felt rather pessimistic about everything. Recognizing that I was becoming less in charge of my everyday felt like an endless journey. Difficult struggle, like though I were at my lowest. On one of those days, browsing aimlessly on YouTube, I came upon an intriguing "The How Stoicism Can Transform" video. Your life, according to a book written by Ryan Holiday, is a modern philosopher. At that point I learned about Stoicism, something for which I am incredibly thankful. Unexpectedly, I started incorporating its ideas for my everyday studies, additional information on the topic, and reading different books, which is when my life, after consuming, things began to shift. More than a dozen books about the subject that I became. This theory has me so enthralled that I decided to spread the word about it. The changes caused a great deal of anxiety. When tension transformed into serenity and inner tranquility, my decisions became clearer and consistent with my virtues and ideals. Above all, I started to discover more. I now wish to highlight the significance of each day. How Stoicism can be a turning point in your life, point to change your lives. Let's get started. Understanding the philosophical underpinnings of and examine their potential applications. Additionally, we'll talk about how these guidelines can be quite helpful to take on the task of reconstructing a more purposeful existence. So if you are ready for this personal journey, disclosure and transformation through Stoicism, I'd like to invite come with me until the end of this video. It will undoubtedly be ranked among the most insightful talks on this. Let's start with my initiation channel into Stoicism, a light in the shadows of my life, taking in the lessons of legendary Stoic figures like Epictetus, Xenophon, and Marcus Aurelius, were introduced to a world of amazing. To put it simply, sagacity. Stoicism is the focus of the philosophical pursuit was developing virtue, self-control, and insight. Its fundamental idea is that even while other circumstances are outside of our sway, we have control over our reactions and viewpoints, that this provides us a powerful tool for navigating the diverse obstacles of life. Are crucial. Making distinctions is a component of Stoicism between what's inside our area of impact, our decisions, actions, and thoughts, and what is beyond our reach, like outside events and the perspectives others. Stoicism transmits the knowledge of focusing our energies where we can alteration, rather than spending vitality on the unalterable. But this ideology surpasses simple conception, which gives us concrete approaches for everyday existence, supporting the administration of anxiety, tension, and melancholy uncertainty, creating procedures and looking for genuine and long-lasting happiness. Within this video, we will explore the core principles of Stoicism, principles and their usefulness implementation. We will discuss the importance of principles such as virtue, strength, acceptance, and behavior ourselves in accordance with our fundamental values. If you've ever experienced burdened by the responsibilities of life, pondered, how can one find peace in chows, or seek useful advice to enhance this film offers vital life lessons and viewpoints for you. Stoicism might hold the secret to a new starting your life and providing opportunities for a fuller, more fulfilling life. But it's crucial to keep in mind that the purpose of this concept is to direct and give guidance. The actual action needs to. No philosophy can originate from you, change you entirely. You also need to participate in this change. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. Activate alerts to stay informed about the helpful advice I'll be giving on this process of becoming a real Stoic. Together, let's proceed to learn. How is this ancient yet so current? Our lives can be changed by philosophy because it significantly altered my "what if you could immediately resume your life" has the capacity to reset itself. Button and begin the process anew would. When you restart it, it doesn't always imply ignoring or forgetting your. Actually, it's about taking in the lessons learned from real-world situations, employing this body of knowledge to create a Marcus, a more exciting and brighter future. We learned from Aurelius that what stands in the path turns becomes the path that everything you. As he stated, the next action must be taken. Nobody can stop you from taking the next step. It takes balance to start something fresh. Between taking lessons from errors and advancing with fresh optimism, our responses to circumstances mirror our own view. If we consider the world to be a hostile environment, we take defensive measures, but if through our actions we approach it with kindness, show love, Stoicism inspires us to challenge and modify our understanding of life, to view the world impartially, and, obviously, without being deceived by unmanaged feelings. As Seneca noted, we frequently suffer more in our thoughts than in reality. In actuality, misery can occasionally be brought on by something that has not yet taken place or existed solely in our imaginations. But what if we could every challenge as a chance for how do we real Stoics see obstacles? As exercises rather than as fates of destiny to fortify the sometimes, this may lead to a new route, them even farther away than we were. Inspire us to view challenges as opportunities for development that remind us that adversity is like fire purifying gold, makes strong people perfect, enhancing and fortifying us daily by. This is the reason I'm a follower of Stoicism. In the face of everything we encounter in life, can ultimately mold our existence, which is why Stoicism is so fantastic and pertinent. In Marcus Aurelius was not disclosing his meditations, his statements to the public, but his innermost daily reminders to live with reflections. Their sincerity and intent demonstrate that the internal communication we have with our lives depend on us. Consequently, we have to be our own. I'm not suggesting that we don't need friendship, but that we ought to cherish our own visibility wherever we go, contentment in oneself despite others' reliance on the happiness of others might serve as the greatest reminder of Stoicism. We must remind ourselves that everything is temporary, joy, suffering, achievement, failure, and inspires us to live detached lives, appreciating important events, but Epicus is always prepared to let them go, serves as a reminder that everything has a price. Decide what to cherish and be prepared to let the remainder of the Stoic journey go. Despite being difficult, it is incredibly gratifying because it teaches us to appreciate. When faced with challenges, we find strength in ourselves and lead a purposeful life while addressing disrespect or other difficult. Silently handling issues can be difficult, yet it is necessary for a happy life. Stoicism highlights the significance of coexisting peacefully, not only with the external environment, but also with our internal. Ask yourself, am I acting in accordance with my actual desires and values, or am I only responding to others' expectations? Keep in mind that we are continuously changing, and our ideas influence we frequently attempt to win over other people, looking for outside approval. Losing sight of our Stoic essence encourages us to acknowledge our internal worth, regardless of what other people see as true freedom, according to Epicus, is not being submitted to other people's will in other. The secret to becoming a new you is accepting oneself is not the same as resigning, realizing reality, and being prudent and accepting entails understanding what lies beyond of our control while preserving the capacity to regulate how we respond to these happenings. The goal is to comprehend reality and choosing to handle it instead. Instead, We waited for the storm to pass. Discover how to dance in the moment is the one moment when the past is actually present, is both the past and the future. Ambiguity, real power, is found in the present. Concerning oneself with the future or keeping our minds on the past diverts us from the present as it develops in front of us, maintaining. The Stoics have us caught in a terrible circle, discussed more than just their ideology. They lived it day in and day out, attempting to learn, develop, and enhance what do we wish to leave Stoicism as a legacy. Emphasizes that what we do is more important than merely our legacy. Life is defined by the words we use, not based on the quantity of breaths, but by the times when our breath is taken. In a world where people frequently look for to profit from our recollection of the strength of silence, both inside and internal, is essential in the quiet. We discover purpose, clarity, and a closer bond. This area enables us to spend time with ourselves, think, refuel, and concentrate on what's crucial to heed. Epictetus's counsel: instead than describing your ideology, live it out. We understand that frequently the key to letting go of what is necessary to move forward hinders us, whether it's an ancient bitterness or an antiquated view of by being Stoic. We discover the liberty to seek our actual potential. The caliber of our ideas is essential to the joy we feel more than money, prestige, or power that values virtue. The expression of virtue in our deeds denotes acting with honesty and integrity, and benevolence, which we need to consider. Virtues that we are developing on our voyage, as reminded by Zeno of Citium, is not that our lifespan is limited, but that we spend a lot of money on trivialities in a life full of unavoidable. It is impossible to disregard obstacles, but Stoicism shows us that what is necessary isn't what occurs to us, but our reaction to don't waste your time on that. Trivialities always try to change for, because of this evolution, anew. If you're liking this, you can come out. Do not pass up this chance. Get the ebook now to learn about Stoicism in the 21st century, antiquated methods for contemporary obstacles, and release your wealth and prosperity, and enhance your connections with this ebook. Link in every challenge's pinned comment is a chance for education, development, and bolstering, as Epictetus described it in life. Avoiding wounds isn't the goal, rather giving ourselves over to them while we were. When I was younger, the future appeared to be, and there are countless options, so why does now? It seems like no analysis is working. Your behavior, figuring out what worked, but what didn't, can be a turning point. A shadow appears on many journeys. Landed on my drink once, and occasionally, a haven from the tumult of the world became essential to my daily life, darkening I discovered that it made my nights bleaker. I drink every day while surrounded by ships that were superficially freed only on the availability of a beverage, without which there was no relationship or friendship. Joy turned elusive, and my treasured relationships started to fall apart. This spy's peak was at that time, self-destructive spiral, that the Stoicism-related video that was cited at this text's opening introduced me to. This philosophy was what I was thinking at the time, understood the true meaning of Stoicism, which video signaled the start of a new phase of choosing to change who you are. Embracing Stoicism as my way of thinking, I hope this text is the beginning of my life. Point for your fresh start, so leave a comment. Today's date will mark a change in who I am. Let's begin a rejuvenation right now. While Seneca explained how unregulated I thought about how our desires can imprison us. Alcohol and my self-imposed jail. My life was ruled by addiction, inspired by Marcus Aurelius Epictetus's teachings. Alongside other Stoic thinkers, I started my route to sobriety. I discovered the significance of self-control, adaptability in the face of hardship, and realizing that even if we can't govern all that occurs to us, and the belief that we have influence over our reaction to these occurrences in a manner that they have no effect on us now. A few years later, pivotal moment I've left behind, the earlier iteration of myself every day, for which I am thankful, coming upon Stoicism at that crucial. Just 4 months ago, I reached my 2-year mark. Without consuming any alcohol, as I made the decision to be unique. And how long will it take for you to change? This way of thinking led me to appreciate life, overcome obstacles with courage, and discover alcohol's genuine sense of freedom is no longer governs my life, and I am currently the captain of my own purpose and clarity, now mine. The goal is to spread all of these lessons. Despite the fact that the voyage hasn't been straightforward, Stoic lessons have been a lighthouse amid the most challenging and darkest hours. These are some recommendations to cultivate abilities and integrate incorporating life-changing techniques into your everyday lives by putting them into practice right now, or instead, from now, you'll be on the route to total rejuvenation and a distinct instructed future time for a morning contemplation. Spend a few minutes every morning doing think back on your experience while you meditate. Encounters from the day before, and imagine how you would like today to go. To develop in the mind in anticipation of difficulties and remaining composed in tense circumstances, 2 gratitude journals. List 3 things for which you are thankful. Writing in a journal every day aids improve concentration. On the bright side and value life's little joys. 3. Ordinary physical activity. Participate in routine physical. Stoics believed that a healthy body was important. It by jogging, yoga, walking, or any 4 principles of an enjoyable activity control when confronted with difficulties. Keep in mind the Stoic idea of differentiation between your sphere of influence and what you can't, concentrate on producing intelligent choices and calmly embracing what is beyond your 5 control. Develop self-discipline, self-control in handling money and time management. Establish reasonable objectives and strive for them. Regularly, 6 nightly self-evaluation. Before you turn in for the night, check your actions for the day. Based on your principles and Stoic ideas that pinpoint locations for enhancement and planning. 7 lessons. Using motivational examples, investigate books or the lives of people who represent Stoic ideals like Sen, Epicus, Marcus Aurelius, who gained knowledge from there, has 8 detachments from other people. Viewpoints. Don't worry too much about what other people believe. Concentrate on acting based on your personal values and values. 9. Consciousness of the impermanence. Keep in mind the inevitable of death as a source of inspiration to value life and make thoughtful choices. 10. Skills development. Set aside time for education or enhancing abilities, and personal development is vital to the rise of Stoicism, self-assurance to confront difficulties. 11. Embracing the unmanageable. Acknowledge that there isn't damage in your circumstances unless you make the decision to accept the uncontrollable. Lesson suffering. 12. By appreciating genuineness. In partnerships, look for sincere and relationships based on mutual benefit. Daily reading of virtue. 13. Philosophical writings. Pledge to everyday reading books about philosophy or Stoicism. Writers considering what they have taught and relevance to your life. 14. Putting aside thoughts of death. It's helpful to take a moment to consider your mortality. Help put everyday issues in perspective and value of time. 15. Cultivating self-respecting, positive face difficulties in practicing self-compassion and motivation rather than self-criticism. For 16. Uncontrollable factors. 16. Altruism and community engagement. Search for methods to lend a hand to others without anticipating compensation, enhancing a feeling of direction and fulfillment. Keep in mind that Stoicism calls for continuous practice and makes no guarantees quick adjustments, but over time, these behaviors that can change your life and attitude in the face of difficulties. Keep in mind that the route to seek is the obstacle. Development and education in the face of hardship. Keep your emotions and desires in balance. And develop emotional self-control and empathy, training bad tendencies, and create wholesome limits for your emotional and mental well-being. In conclusion, Stoicism offers a strong route for individual transition, which we have covered in a number of everyday IES, motivated by this ancient thought that can be beneficial to you. Develop resilience, self-control, and in daily life, tranquility is crucial. To record each pertinent element of this passage, since it will be essential for the variety of your development's practices, from mindfulness in the morning to compassion and helping others, by supplying the essential instruments to deal with difficulties in a composed and focus. But action is crucial because take the first step, advised Marcus Aurelius. Simply knowing these concepts is insufficient. It is essential to begin using them every day. Select one or more of these today, exercises, and see how your perspective and health change, whether this text has proven useful throughout time when you'd like additional advice on personal growth and pragmatic philosophy. Please support us. We're interested in learning about the effects of these activities on your journey of transformation and what subjects you would like to see more coverage in the future. Writings recall the way to a more prosperous and smaller things lead to a more meaningful life. Daily activities, as well as the ongoing use of Stoic values that adhere to the custom of I suggest a reflection on this channel. Have you ever encountered a significant obstacle in your how might the application of Stoicism in life values have impacted your viewpoint or provided assistance in such circumstance? If you believe that you would have gained from this theory, previously share your thank you everybody for your experience in the comments. For your continued presence and assistance, I hope this contemplation has been useful. And if you're serious about changing there are some crucial things to do in life. Begin working as soon as you wake up. We have left a video for you to watch. Beside the Creator. Everyone,